apparently sponges are the way to go, and sponges have been used since the Roman days. You can carry sponges and then clean them out using running water, etc. Some way. It's a hell of a lot easier than toilet paper or just, baby wipes. These things are reusable and they're fairly sustainable, and it's also a good item to have to trade if you have to. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's the number one thing instead of toilet paper: sponges. Now, everybody sent me this one, and it stands to reason. Alcohol in an emergency situation, it isn't quite easy to carry in a backpack, but it will be worth its weight in gold. People will want to be escaping reality in a world without rule of law, shit hits the fan type scenario, bug out scenario. Alcohol is something you can get incredibly cheap and abundantly, absolutely everywhere. And again, it will be worth its weight in gold, and it can be used as an anesthetic also. So there's that. Now this one right here, I carry this in my pocket. I have this in my backpack. I have this in my man purse. I have this in my truck. Chapstick does a lot of things other than just keeping your lips from getting chapped, which if it does happen, it sucks. But there's multiple uses for chapstick. Chapped lips, chapped hands, stops small cuts from bleeding, protects your skin from the cold, from the sun, prevents blisters, reduces glares. Use it on tinder. You can use it to make a candle, lubricate your bow drill, lubricate threads, lubricate nuts, screws, your pocket knife, protect leather, clean glasses, take off a ring, hide cash, and you can also even make a tiny survival kit. Now this one most people won't even think of, but think about this. Children will be involved. So baby formula, diapers, etc., all that stuff, if people aren't prepared, they're going to be completely shit out of luck. Seriously. And the other thing too is if you don't have children, you really wouldn't have a reason to have this stuff around. But if you know people that are going to be coming to you when the shit hits the fan, this is good stuff to keep around. Baby formula can be used to rehydrate somebody. And there's also other uses for diapers. You can use them for bandages, ice packs. If you have horses, which a lot of people in shit hit the fan scenarios will, you can treat hoof issues with it. Shoe padding, insoles, and you can also make cooling towels out of them, which if you live in the desert, you'll understand. Water filtration, I'm not too sure about that. Okay, this one is something that I also carry religiously. A Write in the Rain pen, pencil, and a notepad. This notepad has the ability to get wet and you can still use it. Being able to leave a note might save somebody's life. It's going to be unbelievably important. Also, here's another use for a pencil. Suppose you have absolutely everything's gone horribly wrong, but you still have electricity. You simply take a pencil, you get the lead out of it, break it into 3 small pieces, wrap it up in a piece of toilet paper, like this guy's showing. This is the Third World Prepper YouTube channel. Third World Prepper. This is a good tip, but normally if shit has hit the fan, you won't have electricity, but still, he's showing you how you make a lighter in jail, basically, because I've done this. Take a piece of lead, you stick it in each socket very carefully, don't touch them. And then you take the piece of lead that's wrapped in the toilet paper, like so. You hold it up to the other 2, you hit it, it will spark. It will definitely spark, and when it does, you will have fire. Third World Prepper YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. Now this next one is important, and you can get these at Patriot Pantry. These are Patriot Pantry heirloom seeds. These things are legit. They're not genetically modified. They have absolutely no affiliation with Monsanto whatsoever at all, and they come in an airtight, watertight tin container. You don't see stuff like that anymore. Do you see what I'm saying? These would be absolutely invaluable for trading. In the long term, especially for you guys that are in Canada, you're in other countries where there's a more rural area, rainforest, etc. This stuff will help you to sustain yourself in as little as like 30 days or so. You know what I mean? However long it takes for the seeds to germinate, etc. But they're definitely good to have, and they're they're going to be a high value trading commodity. So get them, or don't, your call. Now the next one I talk about all the time, and it's solar panels. I'm showing you the off-grid Trek solar panels that we actually took out and tested side by side with Goal Zero, and they blew them away. They're expensive, but if you can afford them, you can't afford not to have them because they will actually charge. A cheaper version is the Goal Zero setup, but that's basically made for hikers and backpackers. It's not made forever, and they will not charge batteries up in a timely fashion. You'll be waiting days if you even have sun. Like I said, if it's all you're ever going to have, get the best you can possibly afford. You can see it coming, and so can I. And panels like this actually draw power even when the sun is dim, which is something that we experience all the time. Am I wrong? At any rate, moving on to the next item. And the next thing, and I mean, I think most of you guys already understand this, I carry a flashlight on me at all times, no matter what. Get the best flashlight that you can possibly afford. This is a flashlight made by Olight. It runs on an 18650 battery, which I can charge with solar panels. In an emergency, I can charge with solar panels. It takes a while because it's a big battery. But these flashlights are waterproof, shock resistant. If it's the last thing that you have and you're in a bug out situation, get the best flashlight that you can possibly afford. Do you see what I'm saying? But a $20 flashlight that you put in a case and take care of and doesn't get damaged and you have good batteries for will probably work too. But here's the deal. I have flashlights. I have lots of flashlights because if I need it to work, and that's that. So it's one of the things that you don't want to skimp on. And I know a lot of people don't have a lot of cash, but it is what it is. If you're getting prepared, if you're trying to prepare now while you can get things. And if it's going to be the last thing that you can ever get the best that you can possibly afford. It's all there is to it. So, moving on. Rechargeable batteries. They're cheap, they're easy to get. You can get them with a wall plug charger. Just make sure that you have batteries to cover whatever devices that you have. And try to stick with simple batteries. AAA and AA and 18650. All of those can be charged effectively from a solar panel, and I can tell you that from real world. Now this one's easy, and this was the number one comment I got from people or email. It's marijuana. Marijuana, over-the-counter drugs, or if you live in an urban area, whatever type of drugs you happen to know are popular, because when the shit hits the fan, all the medicated people, whether it's legal or not in the United States, are going to be freaking out, which is going to make them dangerous and desperate. Everybody smokes pot. I don't, but a lot of people smoke pot. It's legal in most places in the United States. Do you know what I mean? It's legal in Massachusetts, Colorado, California. I put a whole map up here, actually, so you can check that out for yourself. But it's legal in many places for recreational use, and it's also legal for medicinal use. So things like this will be unbelievably valuable bartering agents. If you can get it now inexpensively, get it now. Just don't get yourself, don't break any laws, but you see what I'm saying. This stuff is going to be absolutely invaluable. No two ways about it. Now, chances are you already saw the entire video I did on the cheapest water filtration device. A lot of people sent me emails and comments about the LifeStraw. The LifeStraw is a good, easy, portable device, but it doesn't last all that long, and it's $20. Sure, you can carry a bunch of them, but I use the Sawyer water filter. This thing will do almost 1 million gallons, and it comes, for $20, it comes with a device that you need to flush it out. It gets out 99.9999% of all bacteria and everything else out of the water. These things are incredibly compact, incredibly rugged, and I've used one for over 10 years. These things are the bomb, and they're made in the USA. I still like to trust things that are made in the USA, and it's only $20. You've seen me use these and beat the hell out of them all over the United States. They work. Now this one is kind of a no-brainer, but to some people they wouldn't even think of it. But you can buy ammunition pretty much anywhere right now. It isn't incredibly cheap, but it's as cheap as it's ever going to be. Ammunition will be another thing that will be worth its weight in gold, and people will need it, and they'll probably trade you anything for it. The most common will be 9mm, 40 caliber, 7x6.2, and 5x5.6 NATO. Sadly, when the shit hits the fan, when we're in a world without rule of law, you will need ammunition. And like I said, even in Massachusetts, you can still get it anywhere. And Massachusetts is just like another California stand. It's a suck place to live if you enjoy being an American, but you can still pretty much get ammunition anywhere. Most states, you can get it in a general store. So get it while you can. Now, even though this is part 2 to the 10 cheap things you can get, the number one question I keep getting is about gold and silver. Gold and silver is cheap now. When shit hits the fan, gold and silver for people like you and I will be absolutely unattainable. So if you can get gold or silver, get it now. There's a ton of videos that show you how to get silver coins from banks, other methods of collecting them very, very inexpensively. And if you don't want to do that and you want to actually have gold and silver in your hand, I'm going to make that happen again. You guys may remember I used to have a gold and silver guy come on. Well, it looks like I'm going to have him come back again. So here's that. So I have quite literally been getting, since I put that first prep video up, the part 1, I've got at least 40 emails from people asking me about the gold and silver guy. The gold and silver guy that I used to have come on, I didn't necessarily dig him because he was always talking about politics. I couldn't stand it. But he's going to give people a deal. So you'll be able to actually buy small amounts of gold, large amounts of gold, small amounts of silver, or large amounts of silver. So I am going to bring him back on. I'm just going to have to take my own advice and take what you can and leave the rest. We want him for his silver and the discount that he's going to offer you guys. That's it. The politics can go out the window, and I don't want a Trump coin. But I'm not going to say that to him, but I'm telling you now, so don't say anything. At any rate, a part 3 is coming where I'm going to show you how to make a few things, alternative things. Do you know what I'm saying? Things that you would normally need that you may not have had. And I'm going to continue this list as I find more. The subscribers leaving comments like using sponges instead of toilet paper is phenomenal, and we're going to keep running with that. At any rate, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, or don't. I'm out.
As a new day dawns, Tim's sex shops are buzzing with sexual adventurers. The team are bracing themselves for a bumper month as their busiest trading time is looming.
This is the Valentine's Day sex toy delivery. So I've got 6 boxes. Valentine's is like Christmas for us. It's time for people to, come together in a sexy way, a romantic way, or a fucking hardcore way. You always use it on a girl or anybody else if you didn't really want to use it, but you should. Well, that's all about to change.
With less than a week until the big day, Tim's called his staff together for a team talk.
What we did last year, we did just under 15 grand. So this week, until close of business on Saturday, 20 grand is the target. Got a few days to go, so get on it. Ask them about Valentine's, ask them what they're doing this Valentine's, plant the seed in their mind as well, because these dildos ain't going to sell themselves. So just be on it, okay? It's another 5,000 quid from last year. As long as everybody's on the game with it, not literally on the game, they should really be able to do that. Fingers crossed it will work.
When? It's like Nina.
Is that real?
It's double-sided.
training his son up with an eye to the future.
Come on, just upstairs. You are the customer. Upstairs. I'd like him to kind of grow the business. I'd like him to bring a young soul to it. It's a great opportunity. That's a stainless steel enema kit. A couple of different attachments to it.
Learning the ropes in a sex shop can be a struggle.
We need a really great You definitely want me to take the reins for sure in the future. They literally are reins sometimes, and they literally are reins, yeah. So that's obviously in your mouth. Yeah. Pull the reins in. Right. That's on your head. Right. To there. Right. It's like a funny place. It's quite good, isn't it? You know, a lot of these things aren't my personal taste, so it's kind of like you have to get very involved with them and know a lot about them. You know Indiana Jones, do you? I think it's more like